Hey everyone, this is Sebi from Valorant Central. Welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to make a good team comp for when you are playing Valorant. This will cover the different categories the agents fall under and what makes them viable options due to their abilities and ultimates. Thank you to XCQ for the idea. They suggested it on the Valorant Central Discord, and if you'd like to submit video ideas, feel free to join the Discord and do so as well. I will be taking the most popular ideas and making videos on them in the future. Now before we get into this video, remember to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to stay updated on all things Valorant, and drop this video a like if you do find it helpful and informative, as we really appreciate it. Now there are 5 categories which the agents fall into and we're going to be talking about in this video. There are the must pick, the smokes, the sites, the frags, and the others. Choosing one agent from each of these categories will ensure a good team comp. But once you see the breakdown, I encourage you to even possibly change things up yourself and try out different team options to see how they work for you. So now when we go into the breakdown, we have category 1, the must pick. Now in this category, there is one agent that I believe must be picked for every team comp, and that is Sage. She is the only agent that can currently heal her teammates, and this gives you a huge advantage over other teams who don't have her. Her wall ability as well as her res also make her necessary for every team, as she's great for holding off a different choke point and giving her teammates an extra life to put you back in the fight. Now category 2 is going to be the smokes, and this covers Omen or Brimstone because of their smoke abilities. We didn't include Viper or Jett in this category because they cannot use their smokes from anywhere. They require them to be on site and be able to see where they want to put them, unlike Brimstone and Omen, who could put them down wherever. These two agents are great because of their ability to block lines of sight without having to be at the location. Both of them can put down smokes for their team from a distance, and this is great for providing cover in multiple places at once, especially if your team is splitting and going from 2 different angles. Brimstone's other abilities offer more damage, while Omens are more for getting various angles on the enemies. So based on this, you can choose which one to play based on what your team needs and what they are lacking. Now category 3 is going to be Sight, and this covers Sova and Cypher. Both of these agents offer the ability to provide intel to your team without directly seeing the enemies themselves. They could sit back and detect enemies around corners, whether using Cypher's tripwires and camera or Sova's drone and recon bolt. Both are viable options, but to choose between the two, you need to decide what your team requires more. Cypher's other abilities and ultimate involve blocking lines of sight and picking up enemy positions. Sova's, on the other hand, involve doing more damage. So you got to decide which 2 of these your team needs more. More sight and intel or more damage on top of the original sight they give you. Both agents have a learning curve with placement of their abilities for their best effect, but once learned, they're both very effective, so I recommend choosing between one of the 2. Category 4 is going to be Frag, and this is going to involve Jett, Phoenix, and Raze. All 3 of these agents revolve around the idea of being a solo fragger. They all have abilities and ultimates which are focused around the idea of going in, getting a pick, and getting out safely. With this category, I would recommend using the agent you are most comfortable with. However, some of them do have ultimates and abilities which can make them more favorable. I for one think Phoenix is a good option due to his ability to heal himself, his flash, and his ultimate, which essentially gives him a temporary second life. So choose between these 3 agents to decide on which fragger your team needs most. Now category 5 is going to be the other category. This is the agents which are somewhat unique and don't fall into one of these specific categories, and this is Breach and Viper. Breach is an initiator kind of agent, which is great for starting fights with his multiple stuns and flashes. If your team is playing very aggressive, I would say Breach is a must for your team comp. Viper, on the other hand, is a more defensive agent with her line of sight coverage and her ultimate ability. For a more defensive team, Viper would be much more ideal. So keep in mind this is a rough breakdown of a team comp so you can get a better idea of what your team is lacking and what agents can fill this gap in your team. Feel free to mix things up and, for example, choose both Brimstone and Omen so you can have even more smokes. I encourage you to test things out yourself and see what works best for your team. Now if you can't find a full 5 stack of teammates, consider trying out this breakdown. Let me know how it goes, and let me know in the comments section below some feedback and what you think of this breakdown for team comp. Remember to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all things Valorant, and drop this video a like if you did find it informative and helpful. That's about it for this video, and thanks for watching.